Okay, so we have a band. I've got one that's a little bit heavier as well. I may not use that, but it's always nice to have a variety. And I have a yoga block. I'm not wearing any shoes right now. Sometimes I prefer to wear shoes. I think I may leave them off today. We'll see. It's really always up to you and how you feel. If you feel like you have enough stability without the shoes, okay? So we're gonna start with the block. This is going to challenge your balance. So come closer to the wall or bring a chair next to you or whatever it is that you need to make sure that you're not gonna give yourself a black eye. It's not gonna be that crazy. But we are definitely going to stand up on the block, which is gonna shift our sense of balance for sure, okay? So I'm gonna start with my block underneath my left foot. And ideally the whole foot is supported by the block. I've got really big feet, so my toes are just kind of gripping over the edge. I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a side view. And then the opposite leg, the toes are just touching the floor, okay? I always like to bring my hands someplace that helps me feel centered. I'm gonna start with my hands on my hips. And I want you to push your left foot down into the block. And then see if you can start to flex and point the right foot. Flex and point. Okay, so as you're doing this, getting a sense of where you are in space. Do you need a little bit of extra support from a chair? It's not cheating. If you have any sensitivity in your knee, your ankle, your hip, your parts, that could be because the block is really unstable. Like my foot is wobbling a little bit. So if you've got any of that going on, definitely hold on to something because that's going to remove a little bit of the instability factor while still continuing to challenge you in this way. So try that, okay? So let's do about 2 more of these points and flexes. Along the way, checking in to make sure that your outside hip, it's a little weird, the light is weird in here, is not dipping down. I really want you to push into the block so your hips are as even as can be, okay? Now see if you can flex the foot and keep it lifted. Ooh, a little wobbly. And then circles. So you're kind of drawing a circle on the ground with your leg that of course is not standing on the block. And along the way, I'm still trying to keep one hip right out alongside the other. And almost immediately for me, I'm feeling this up my standing leg in a variety of places, the ankle, the knee, the hip, the tush. There's like a chain reaction happening. This is really great if you want to strengthen your foot. And let's go the other way. Try not to hold your breath. You can do a variety of things with your arms, by the way. Arms wide is nice. Arms together here. And just a quick note, if you're wobbly today, don't get mad at yourself. Come on down for a second, take a break. This knee bends, this one is straight. If you're wobbly, this is your body learning about recovery. It's really positive. So help yourself or don't judge yourself, okay? Come on back up so your standing leg is straight. My opposite toes are down. I am now officially going to find something to look at as I bring the outside knee up and down. Up and down, okay? I'm still trying to keep that outside hip in line with the hip that is fully extended, which essentially just means I'm standing up straight, lifting my chest, trying to kind of just breathe. And let's do 5 more here. And 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then come all the way down, okay? So now we're gonna change up. We normally go through this whole, let's do the other leg right away, actually, okay? We go through kind of a whole series normally when we do this, but we're gonna change it up a little today, add some more movement to it. I'm gonna now come up and see how the other side is. So I just moved my block over to my right foot. You're doing the opposite leg. Push the foot down. Feel all these muscles kind of figuring out what the heck is going on. Point and flex your outside leg. Breathe. And just settle into this side? Is it more wobbly? Is it less? Do you need to adjust something? This one is always a little bit harder for me to keep this outside hip lifted, so I'm really focused on that. Let's do about 5 more here, just pointing and flexing the outside foot. And then come on up and we can start with the circles. It's a nice easy little circle, like you're just drawing one right underneath your foot. Yeah, and this side is a lot different for me than from the other one, but I don't need to make any changes. I feel this one so much more in the foot. When I was a kid, I had surgery in this foot, so this leg is different. It's just different from the other one. I'll go the other way with the circles. And of course, if you have your block on a rug, it's going to be even harder. You might even want to just actually, instead of using a yoga block, which is squishy, have a big, thick, hard book. Come on back up, lift the chest. So now we have our knee up. I'm looking at that place on the wall that helps me to find my balance a little bit better. I'm continuing to push the block away from me, so this outside hip is doing the best it can to not sink towards the ground. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Almost lost that one. Okay, come on down, and just for a moment, the first foot that you had on the block, carefully bring the ball of the foot to the edge. A lot of times they can roll like that, so, you know, it's not going to cause any catastrophe, but just be careful. The further forward you step your opposite foot, ooh, the deeper the stretch is. Okay, so the further forward I step my right foot, this is a massive calf stretch. This helps with mobility in the foot and the ankle. As the foot tends to get kind of tighter and the ankle, as we age, it like makes it harder for us to pick up our foot as we're walking. So this stretch, this is really wonderful for the mobility of the ankle. Let's switch to the other foot. And kind of lift the chest and press the hip forward. My right hip, I'm pressing forward. I have my right foot on the block right now. Let's do 1 more breath here. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my band and I'm coming back. For this part, the block is just going to provide a little bit of extra structure. So I'm gonna kind of give the block a little bit of a squeeze. I walked my feet in and the block is getting a bit of a squeeze. And I'm gonna bring my arms out just a little bit wider than my own shoulders. Just a quick wrist check in. Make sure you're like this instead of kind of being like that. Okay, so reach the knuckles away from you. Standing up nice and tall. Reach the arms wide. And then come on back in. That's it. Reach the arms wide. And come on back in. Squeeze the block just a little bit. And let's do 6 more. 6. Really push the feet down into the ground. 5. And 4. 3. 2. And 1. Come all the way back in and rest the arms down. Keep the arms, I'm gonna walk my hands in just a little bit so I can bring my palms right to my side body like that, but I'm gonna keep the block where it is. The arms are gonna reach long. I'm gonna squeeze the block, push down with the balls of the feet and the toes and lift the block up just a little bit and then come right back down. Lift, whoop, and lower down. I'm gonna change where my arms are. I'm gonna try one more right by my sides, press back a little bit, lift, and then just to see how this goes, I'm gonna come up halfway and press out a little bit and try the exercise again. I'm starting to come up with the heels a little bit higher. See if you can use your feet equally. And then come down, and now I'm gonna slide my hands up just a little bit and come overhead, not all the way, but I can still see the band in my periphery vision, and press out just a little bit. Shoulders are plugged in, same exercise with the feet, and lower down. Lift, and lower down. Let's do 3 more. 3, and 2, 1 more. Okay, from here, arms are gonna come back out, shoulders are down. I actually wanna walk my hands in so my elbows are bent, kind of like this. My hands are a little bit closer. The elbows will stay still. The forearm will press out and come back in. Just to give you a different view. Out, in, out. Ooh, my gosh, this is crazy burning for me already. I don't have my lighter band. I might have switched it out for the lighter band, but it's okay. I'm really trying to plug these shoulders in, especially my left one, which likes to pop out when I do this kind of stuff. Last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Come all the way back, all the way down. Flip your palms. So my palms are now forward. And let's come up about halfway. Hitchhiker thumbs out east and west. Lift tall, draw the abdominals in. Push down through the toes. Lift the heels. Lower the heels and stay. Reach the arms wide. Come back in. Again, heels up, heels down. Thumbs wide, back in. Heels up, heels down. Thumbs wide, back in. Heels up, heels down. Thumbs wide, back in. Heels up, heels down. Thumbs wide. Let's do 2 more. Up, down, wide. Last one. Up, down, wide, back in. And then just let the arms come on down. Switch the way your palms are one more time. This is just really a stretch. I'm walking my hands out a little bit wider than my shoulders. Bringing everything overhead. As my arms come behind me, I'm letting the band pull my arms in towards one another. And it's a pretty intense stretch. Ooh, in between like my chest. Don't go too far down yet. I'm like right behind my own head. Relax your jaw. Just hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now come down so it feels like the band is right in between your own shoulder blades. And now relax your head a little bit. Let the band pull your hands back. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, and then go down even further. Let's say mid back. This is, if you want to keep, if any of you do desk work or any kind, I mean, this is good for all of us really, but this is a great exercise to do when you've been doing computer work for like an hour, just to open it all up. Now come all the way back up. Ooh, and then come all the way down. Quick little head circle here. And then back again. Okay, come back towards the center. I'm gonna hold on to my band and I'm gonna turn so I'm facing my block. Again, I'm giving you a side view so you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep my band. This is totally optional, and if you don't like the band, you can use some light weights perhaps as well. I'm gonna step up onto the block with my right foot and back with my left foot. And just to circle back to using a chair, If you're using a chair, just toss the band to the side and keep your left hand on your chair. That would be my suggestion, okay? Arms are long. So I've got my right knee bent, as you can see here, maybe, hopefully. Plant your weight right in between both feet. I'm feeling my left heel down and my right foot into the block. Lift the back heel and then lower back down. That's it. Nice and easy first. Now, what I would love for you to do is keep your weight into your front foot, but also into the back foot. Really try and split your weight 50-50 here. If you are wobbly, try and widen your arms and press out into the band. Using the band really helps to find stability, in my opinion. Last 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. And then come all the way down. Rest the arms for a moment. Roll the shoulders around. We're going to come back in just a minute. Take a breath. Here we are. Okay, now we are going to shift our weight a little bit more into the front foot. Shoulders are down. Press out. Lift your back heel. Shift your weight forward even more. Maybe you lift and go back down. I'm widening my arms and then going all the way back down. You know what? This is kind of starting to really burn in my shoulders. I'm just making an executive choice to throw it to the side and see how it feels without it. I may grab it back again. We're adding a quick foot lift in the back. The weight gets fully transferred into the front foot. And then you lift, lower, go all the way back. Arms are really up to you. Arms wide is probably going to be nice. Arms by your sides could be good too, like reaching back like this. I would say just move the arms around until you find the position that really helps you. Shift, lift, go back down. So we're still rolling through that back foot, transferring the weight into the front, lift and lower. Maybe you're not fully lifting. Maybe you're just putting a lot of weight into your front foot and going back again. That's great too, okay? Don't feel like if you can't lift that you're not doing the exercise, because you are. And I'm just gonna do 2 more of these. I'm choosing to keep my arms straight by my sides. Out front is a great option too if you want to really work your back here. Let's do 1 more for good luck. And then come down and bring the arms down, okay? Side 2. Side 2. I'm just choosing to keep my band out of this. If you can work yours in, it feels a little confusing to me, so I'm gonna leave mine out. Stepping back with my right foot, really helpful if your feet are hip distant. So the more narrow you are, the more balance of more challenge the balance is gonna be. Arms somewhere. I kind of like this right by my side situation. So first, lift, and I want your weight 50-50. Back leg and front leg. They both get half. You're breathing. Let's do 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and then take a breath. And now we're going to try that. Perhaps the back leg gets lifted, but for us to do that, we have to fully transfer the weight into the front foot. And maybe we lift, or maybe not. It's up to you. I'm definitely breathing. And I'm just seeing how it's going. Maybe I can grab a chair if I need to on this side, or maybe if the knee doesn't like any of this, maybe I'll get rid of the block. Okay, there's a lot of ways to do this. The block is just adding sort of a bell and a whistle to a movement that we do all the time. Let's do 4 more. Play around with where your arms are. Take your time if you need to. Energize your spine by lifting away from the floor. If you're sinking towards the floor, it's going to be harder to balance. Adding that extra little bit of a lift always helps me. Let's do one more for good luck. Okay, and then come all the way down. I'm just getting you guys ready for that Cirque du Soleil audition that's going to roll through town. You never know. And you'll be like, you know what? I've got this. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, let's bring the block in between the heels. A little bit of turnout. We just did one side then the other side. I love to bring them both together. We're going to do just some nice easy squats with the block in between the legs. So I'm going to sit back in my imaginary chair, and then I'm going to stand tall. Sit back. If the block is not enough space for you with your feet, then just don't use it. Okay, but I'm just giving my block a little bit of a squeeze as I come back up. Keep going. Squatting is sitting back and standing up. So it's really about sending the hips back. We're trying to not round through the spine as we do this. I say this a lot, but to stick your booty out and then push through the heels. Ideally, when you come up to stand, give the tush a little bit of a squeeze so you feel the muscles up the back of the leg, and exhale. Let's do 4 more. Exhale up. And 3. And 2. 1 more. Come all the way up, okay? All right, we're gonna get creative again with our band. The band is always optional, and the block is always optional. So this is gonna challenge both the balance and our muscles, okay? I'm gonna come back with my left foot on the block, and we're gonna go through an exercise that I like to call bow and arrow. I'm gonna show you that first, and then I'm gonna add, you know what, I think I'm just gonna come to the side view. I think that's better. Okay, so I've got my left foot on the block. Let's start with the right arm pulling back and then coming right back out again. So left arm stays straight, right elbow back, left knuckles forward. You're opening your chest and looking to the right. This is about rotation and shoulder strength, pushing and pulling at the same time. I love this little exercise. Let's add a breath to it. And now we're gonna try and get fancy. I don't know how it's gonna go. We're in this together. Here it goes. You're opening your bow. When you come forward with both arms, knee up. Take your time. Open your bow. Come forward. Knee up. All right, not too bad. Open the bow. Come forward. Open your bow. Look back. It's kind of nice to have a full-on rotation there. Let's do 4 more. 3. 2. 1 more. All right, that was exciting. Maybe for you, I don't know. For me it was. Let's try the other side. I'm just gonna now bring my right foot on the block. My left foot is down. Before I get all fancy, I'm gonna do a few of my opening the bow moves just to get situated. Shoulders are down and right knuckles forward, left elbow back. And then back again. Reach back. And back again. How about your deep breath? Maybe exhale. Okay, now next one I'm gonna try adding that knee left. do 3 more. Two more. One more. Oh geez. Come all the way down. Roll the shoulders. Toss your bend to the side. Let's come back to a nice, easy set of squats. This time, we're gonna add a heel lift. So I'm gonna come back to where we just were only moments ago. Heels together. Again, using your block or not, it's up to you. Standing up tall. Sitting back into our imaginary chair. And then pushing down, lifting the heels, and trying it again. Inhaling to sit, exhaling to stand. 4 more. 3. Oh geez. 2. Almost lost that one. One more time. And then lowering down, okay? All right, for this next part, we're not gonna use the block. You're like, oh good. Let's give that a break. But we are later, so don't get too excited. So we're gonna grab the band again. I just did this in another class with you guys and I really liked it. So we're gonna stand on one end of the band and hold on to the opposite. I'm just kind of holding it in my hand like this. And then I'm gonna put it down on the ground in front of me. And I'm gonna step on the band. I think I'll face you this way. I'm gonna step on the band with my left foot. You can almost see that. My left foot. And I've got the opposite side of the band in the right, okay? So feet about hip distant again. I've got both of my toes facing forward. Depending on how long your band is, you can choke up or not on the resistance. So you have more or less. This for me helps me to balance, okay? So arms are gonna come straight out. Reach out a little bit into the band. We just did this with the block. I'm probably gonna wanna change my view. Hold on, don't go anywhere. It'll be easier for me if we see it like this, okay? Ready? We just did this with the block. Front knee is bent. Press out with the arms. Lift the back heel, lower the back heel. Your weight is 50-50. Shoulders are down, lift. And P.S. you can always bring your left hand to your left hip. So you just have like one arm out to the side like that. Okay, it's up to you. Lift and down. 2 more. Lift and down. 1 more. Lift and down. Now bring this arm down for a moment. Switch hands. Switch hands. It doesn't matter where the band is. I'm just gonna bring my right hand to my hip. Reach out with the left arm, plug that left shoulder in, back heel up, back heel down. I'm reaching wide and pressing up into my band. Back heel up, front knee stays soft here. 2 more. Lift and down. 1 more. Lift and down. Go back to the first hand. This is where we get a little fancy. Shoulders are down. Now we're transferring our weight into the front foot. Reach up into the right arm as you lift your right leg and go back down. Lift. Now I'm going to bring my left arm out to the side. I think that's going to help me balance a bit. We just did this with the block. Lift and down. 2 more. Lift and down. 1 more. Lift and down. Now just to get crazy, switch arms. Let's see how it goes. Reach up. Lift and down. Lift and down. 2 more. Lift and down. 1 more. Lift and down. Woo! Roll your shoulders. Keep your band in your left hand. Let's switch feet. Let's switch feet. So, left hand band, right foot, stand on it. Okay, opposite hand is holding it, right foot is standing on it. Okay, my feet are hip distant, arm out to the sides. I kind of like the right hand on the right shoulder here, hip, sorry. Shift your weight forward. This is our sort of practice round. See if you can keep your shoulders and your hips square with one another as you move forward and back. Push yourself forward, 50-50 weight, 50-50. Weight is in the back foot, weight is in the front foot. 2 more. 1 more. Switch your hands. Switch your hands. Relax that left shoulder. It's probably burning a little bit if it feels anything like mine. 50-50. Go back. And back. 3 more. And back. 2 more. Energize your spine. Stand up tall. And now we're going to switch again. And we're going to try to do that lift. I think I liked my arms wide for this. Lift your spine, belly button is in. Keep your front knee soft. Now we're transferring the weight. And lifting. And going back down. And going back down. And going back down. 1 more. This way. And then now I'm switching the band to the right hand. Same exercise, shoulders are down. Lift your, energize your spine. And down. Front knee stays soft. Reach up into the band. 2 more. Last one. And come all the way down. Woo! Let's do a quick shoulder stretch. Bring the band behind your tush. And hold on with your palms facing back. And just lift. Lift the chest. And then come back in. And just relax forward. Round forward. And then stand tall. Reach the arms back. And then round forward. Stand tall. If your palms are facing the wall behind you, wherever your palms are facing, switch it. Mine were facing back now and mine are facing forward. So just switch it to wherever you were. Same thing. Lift. And forward. And lift. And flex the spine. Okay, let's stand up nice and tall. Okay, so now I want to do, toss that away. We're coming back to the block. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. We're going to bring the block back to the left foot again. Similar to what we've been doing. So the front leg is a little bit higher. It's a little bit more like a deadlift, okay? This can be done without the block. Hands to hips is what I'm going to choose. I'm probably going to move my hands around to suit whatever I'm feeling at the moment. We're going to stay 50-50 for a moment as we get situated. Front knee bent. I'm going to push myself forward, putting more weight into my left foot. I'm going to bring my arms wide. I can already tell I'm going to want to do that. I'm going to lift the back leg and hold right here. Okay, so here's your first option. You're just holding. Or you can hinge forward a little bit and come back up. Hinge forward a little bit, or you're just holding. Okay? Guess what? Having a hand on a chair is not cheating. It's not cheating. You are still going to feel this if you've got your hand on a wall or a chair. 3 more. 3. We're hinging from the left hip. And 2. And 1 more time. I wasn't expecting it to go that well. I don't know about you. I think because we've already done all this work, my little balance, the little muscles were ready to help me. I'm going to see how the other side goes. And again, I'm not going to hesitate to go closer to that table if I feel like I need it. So get yourself situated. Front knee is bent. 50-50 weight here. We've got weight in both feet. And then we shift our weight forward, getting a lot more weight into the front leg. And then you slowly, shoulders down, energize your spine, make your way up to this situation, which maybe you're just going to hold here and maybe that's it for you. Or hinge. Oh geez. Yeah, this side is different. That's okay. That's all right. Let's try and do 3 more. Energy pulls you up. Energy pulls you up. That always helps me when I think about that. And 2. One more. Woo. And then come all the way down. Roll your shoulders. I'm going to stand around my block again. Hook my thumbs. Reach the arms up. Side stretch. Come back to the center. Arms out wide, shoulders down. Toes are forward. Just give the block a squeeze. Rotate to the right. Exhale. Inhale, center. And left. Inhale, center. Arms down. Okay? Okay, so perfect. Let's do a little bit of work on the floor. Keep your band near you and your band and your block, both of them. I'm just going to adjust this a teeny bit. And we're going to come down. I am going to put my block underneath my head, just so you know. I'm about to cover my block with this towel because the floor is dirty. And I don't even want to put my head on this block. So normally I don't care that much, but Brooklyn's different. Okay, I'm going to lie on my block, my head on the block, and I'm grabbing my band as well. And I'm going to come all the way down onto my back. Yeah. Okay. We're not going to use the band just yet. The block is optional. If you want to use a towel or a pillow or nothing, it's up to you, okay? Arms by your sides. One leg at a time. Such an easy little movement. One leg at a time comes up. And really what I'd like for you to focus on, you're welcome to use your hands on your hip bones here. We're just keeping our pelvis still. As you bring the leg up, you are not tilting or adjusting your pelvis at all, which is hard for those of you that have very tight hamstrings. The minute you bring your leg up, it's going to essentially pull on your pelvis. So this is extra challenging for you. Maybe your movement is smaller. Maybe you don't bring the knee all the way up because when you come about halfway up, the pelvis starts to tuck. All right, that's what I mean by that. If that's clear. Let's do 2 more. Nice and easy. Nice and still through the pelvis. and 2. Now we're going to add a little bit. It's okay for the pelvis to move a bit more. Bring your right leg in, give it a hug with both hands. Elbows are fairly wide. Draw your abdominals in, and let's extend that left leg out like you're reaching for the wall. Let's point both feet. Wide elbows. Take a nice deep breath. And now switch the legs. So we just practiced keeping our pelvis still as we move one leg at a time. It's happening here too. I'm taking my time. There is a lot of stretch when I pull one leg in, stretch the opposite leg out. The pelvis remains stable. Some of you may want to curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. That's so great. You can do that if you'd like. I'm going to keep mine down. Today it feels nice like this. Let's do 2 more sets with flexed feet. Flex. And flex. And then come all the way down and take a nice deep inhale, exhale. Legs come on back up. Both hands to both shins. Feet are together. Let's do heels especially. Give them a little squeeze. Both legs stretch out. Arms can come up. And you can come back in where you started. You can make this little movement as dynamic as you want. Okay, you can do the full sort of swim with the arms. The further back you reach your arms, the more challenging it will be. If you have a little bit of space, just like me, maybe you just want to keep it small. Heels are squeezing. And let's do 4 more. Experiment with moving your feet around. Maybe when you reach out, you can flex. Maybe when you come in, you can point, or maybe just the opposite. 2 more. 1 more. Come all the way in. Let's bring those feet down. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale. Feel the hip bones pulling in towards one another. So you know you've got those transverse muscles that are connecting as well. One leg is going to come up towards the ceiling depending on how flexible you are. Hold on wherever you can get to. Opposite leg stretches away. And scissor switch. And switch. I'm going to keep my feet flexed for the first 3 sets. And then I'm going to point. Same stability feeling in through the pelvis. Last one here. Bend the knees, just take a breath. Inhale, exhale. Bring your arms by your sides, press them down. Extend both legs up, either leg straight or diamond. Up to you and your legs, how they feel. Lower lift. Lower lift. Add a foot movement. Maybe point down, flex up. Point down, flex up. 2 more. Last one. Bend the knees, come all the way down. Bring the soles of the feet together and the knees wide. And get a stretch in the hips. And breathe. One more deep breath here. And then come on back up. Arms down by your sides. I'm removing my block that's behind my head. Just going to scoot it back so the head and the cervical spine are nice and flat. Widening the feet, wider than the own hips. Press your arms down. And then start to lift your pelvis away from the ground. Push down through your feet, lengthen your neck. And then lower down. And then push and lift. See if you can make this more of a flat spine lift. So when you're lowering, you're not articulating through the spine to come down. And of course, same is true on the way up. You're just keeping your spine neutral and long as you lift. Use your toes. Find the big toes. Use them as you lift. Use them them as you lower. Continue to use your big toes for the next 2. 2. And lower. 1 more with an emphasis pushing down with the big toes. Now I want you to keep that big toe pressure, but add all the rest of the toes. Lift. And lower. 2 more. And lower. 1 more. And lower. Now I want you to grab your band. Hopefully it's not too far away. And we're going to bring the band across the pelvis, and I'm going to hold onto my band and just push the sides of my fists, karate chop side, down into the floor. So now we're adding a little resistance to this. Use your toes, use your feet, long neck, and lift up. So this adds some work in the shoulders too. See if you can keep your collarbones kind of nice and open here. And the arms just really long. And I always fall back on the breath. I prefer exhale up. As long as you're taking that nice deep breath, you're doing great. Let's see if you can create a little bit of a flow with the breath. Let's do 3 more. How are the toes doing? One more. Lower down. Take a nice deep breath. We're going back up. Inhale, exhale. Push down in the wrists and the palms. Lift, let's say about halfway-ish. Just the left hip. Down, up, down. Left hip only. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then the right. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips all the way down. Let's bring the right leg up to the ceiling, and the band goes around the ball of the foot and the arch. Make sure it's not going to slip off and whack you in the face. You can fully extend your opposite leg. And I'm going to hold on with my right hand only to both sides of the band. Bring the left leg to the right and then out to the left. And you can really let the weight of the leg fall into the band here. To the right and out to the left. 2 more. 2 more. And out. And 1 more time. And out. Come up to the top and hold.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get a pen.
And then slowly bring the leg over to the right and soften your knee just a little bit. I was using a pen. I hear you need a pen, Scott?
Yeah,
Okay, I was using one over. There should be a black notebook right in front of you by the TV. There may be a pen around there somewhere.
Okay.
You can also just type something into your computer.
Yeah, on my computer.
You can grab it.
Oh, okay, great. I'll just do that.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I apologize.
That's okay, no worries. And then come on back up again.
Okay.
And let's do the other leg. So now I've switched legs. My right leg is up here. I'm going to hold on to both sides with my left hand, and I'm coming left and right. And you can continue doing that as far as you would like in either direction. We have a very, very dear friend here in Brooklyn where we are right now who is in a nursing home, and it's been a challenge while we're here. We haven't been able to see him because there's one case of COVID internally, so everything kind of goes into shutdown mode, which is just, you know, experiencing this firsthand in this very, very small way with a friend, not even a family member. I just feel like I can see how much heartbreak there's been over the past year to people who are not able to see their family members, and how just devastating that is in so many ways, and how that could spin out again in so many ways. So anyway, let's bring the leg back over to the left, soften the knee, and just hold there for a minute. Hold that stretch. And then come on back up. And we'll take the band off. I'm just gonna wiggle my fingers for a minute. You can kind of open and close a couple times. And then you can bring your hands behind your thighs and rock up to sit. I'm gonna, on a very hard floor, I'm gonna roll over to the side and come on up. And let's end with a little mermaid stretch here. So let's bring both legs over in one direction. I'm gonna come over to the left. So my right foot is against my left thigh. And then left hand is on the left ankle. Right arm comes up. Left shoulder can relax. And then stretch over, and as you do, rotate a little bit towards the ground and reach through the right fingertips. Come on back up. And big ol' stretch. One more. And big ol' stretch. Come all the way up. Bring your right hand next to you, and just a little counter stretch. Reach the left arm over. Soften your right shoulder. And then come all the way back up, and we'll swing the legs around to the other side. Right hand to the right ankle. Kind of pull yourself upright a bit. Left arm to the ceiling. Ooh, the side's tight. Relax your right shoulder. Rotate towards the ground a little bit. Inhale up. And stretch over. Inhale up. And stretch over. One more. And then come all the way up. Let's put that right arm down. A little counter stretch one more time. Reach up, out through those right fingertips. And then come all the way down. Okay, I'm gonna come up to stand through a down dog. I'm gonna get rid of this so I don't slip on it. You may come up to stand however you like. But if you'd like to join me, you can push yourself up and soften your knees and kind of stick your tush out to the wall behind you. Let your head be in between your arms and your shoulders slide away from your ears. Bend one knee as you reach through the opposite heel, and just kind of pedal your feet a few times. And then soften the knees and walk your hands back towards your feet. And you can stay in a forward fold here, hands on your arms. One more deep breath. And then push the floor away as you roll up. Stand nice and tall. Take a nice deep breath at the top. Nice. We did it. We did it, friends. Have a lovely day. May the force be with you. Goodbye.